Old coins equals big money? Yes, really. Some 1980s Australian coins are rare and super valuable. Today, we'll show you what to look for, share their cool stories, and maybe help you find a coin that's worth a fortune. Let's get started. Alright, let's get into our first coin of the day, the 1980 Australian 50-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another regular coin, but trust me, there's more going on here than meets the eye. In fact, this coin could be worth way more than you think. Let's dive in and see why. On the front of the coin, also called the obverse, we have the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by Arnold Machin, this image of the Queen has been used on Australian coins for many years, so it's probably a design you're already familiar with, especially if you've seen older coins from the 70s or 80s. But it's on the back, or reverse, where the magic happens. Here, you'll find the Australian coat of arms, featuring a kangaroo and an emu standing proudly next to a shield. The shield represents the 6 Australian states, and it's a powerful symbol of the country. But what's even cooler is that this coin isn't round. It's actually got 12 sides, pretty unusual for a coin, right? Now, the 1980 50-cent coin was minted in huge quantities, over 44 million of them were made. But here's the twist, even though there are millions of them out there, some of these coins could be worth hundreds of dollars. Why? Because of rare minting errors. That's right, these minting mistakes are what makes certain coins so valuable. One of the most sought-after errors is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the minting process, so part of the design gets cut off or shifted. The more noticeable the off-center strike, the higher the value. A coin with a clear off-center strike could be worth anywhere from $100 to over $500, depending on how obvious the mistake is. Next up, we've got the die crack. A die crack happens when the stamping die used to make the coin gets damaged, leaving a raised crack or line on the surface. This is another rare minting error that collectors love. If you find a 1980 50-cent coin with a die crack, it could fetch anywhere from $50 to $200, sometimes even more if the crack is large and very visible. But here's where it gets even more exciting, some 1980 50-cent coins have double strikes. This happens when a coin is struck twice, causing the design to overlap or blur. Double strike coins are highly sought after because they're much rarer. If you find one of these, it could be worth $250 or more, depending on how clearly the double strike appears. Double strikes are fascinating because they make the design look layered or out of place. If you come across a 1980 50-cent coin like this, you could be holding onto a rare piece worth much more than its face value. So, here's the bottom line, while most 1980 50-cent coins are common, those with minting errors can be worth a whole lot more. Coins with off-center strikes, die cracks, or double strikes are in high demand from collectors and can easily sell for $100, $200, $500, or even more. So, if you have any of these coins lying around, take a close look. Check for any imperfections or unique features that might set your coin apart. Who knows? That simple 50-cent piece in your collection might just be a hidden treasure worth a lot more than you ever imagined. So, next time you're going through your change or digging through old coins, don't forget to keep an eye out for those rare errors. They might just turn out to be worth hundreds of dollars. Alright, let's take a look at the 1980 Australian 20-cent coin. At first glance, it may seem like a regular coin, but don't let that fool you. This coin features something very special, the platypus, one of Australia's most unique and iconic animals. So, let's dive in and explore what makes this coin valuable, and how certain errors can turn this seemingly simple coin into a high-value treasure. On the front, or obverse, we have the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by artist Arnold Machin. This design was used on Australian coins for many years, so it's a common image. If you've collected older coins from the 70s or 80s, you'll definitely recognize this one. But now, let's look at the back, or reverse, of the coin. This side features a platypus, an unmistakable symbol of Australia's unique wildlife. The platypus is a fascinating creature, known for its combination of mammalian, reptilian, and avian features. It's an excellent choice to represent Australia's diverse and strange natural world. Now, here's where things get really interesting. The 1980 20-cent coin was minted in large quantities, around 66 million, so it's not especially rare in itself. And here's the twist, minting errors can turn this coin into something much more valuable. When mistakes happen during the minting process, it can create errors that make certain coins much more valuable. And that's where things get exciting for collectors. Some of these errors can increase the value of your 1980 20-cent coin by hundreds of dollars. One of the most common and valuable errors is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't aligned properly when it's struck, causing part of the design to be cut off or shifted. Coins with off-center strikes are rare, and collectors are eager to find them. If you discover an off-center 1980 20-cent coin, it could be worth anywhere from $100 to $500, depending on how large and noticeable the misalignment is. Another error to watch out for is a double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, resulting in the design being stamped twice. This error is very rare and can make the coin worth significantly more. If you find a 1980 20-cent coin with a double die, it could be worth $200 to $700, depending on the clarity of the error. Then there's the die crack. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin breaks, leaving a raised line or crack on the coin. While die cracks are relatively common, some larger and more visible cracks can really increase a coin's value. A 1980 20-cent coin with a noticeable die crack might fetch anywhere from $100 to $300. While most of the 1980 20-cent coins in circulation aren't rare, it's worth checking your collection or loose change. If you find a coin with an off-center strike, double die, or die crack, you could be holding onto something worth much more than its face value. In fact, a 1980 20-cent coin with the right error could be worth anywhere from $100 to $700, and even more if the error is really obvious. So, next time you're going through your change or coin collection, make sure you give your 1980 20-cent coins a closer look. The errors that happen during minting can turn this everyday coin into a hidden gem worth a lot more than 20 cents. Alright, let's take a trip back to 1966 and explore a truly special coin, the chupset 10-cent coin. This is a rare and fascinating coin that's highly sought after by collectors, and today, we're going to show you why. This particular coin has a minting error that can make it worth significantly more than its face value. Take a look at this coin. On the reverse, we have an image of the lyrebird, an iconic symbol of Australia's wildlife. The lyrebird is known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds, making it the perfect symbol for Australia's unique nature. But there's something unusual about this particular coin. Let me show you. This 1966 10-cent coin was struck with a misaligned die, which caused the reverse design, the lyrebird, to rotate at an odd angle. This mistake, known as an upset strike, makes the coin incredibly rare and valuable. Normally, the designs on coins are perfectly aligned. But in this case, the reverse design is rotated anywhere from 30 to 45 degrees, creating a highly noticeable misalignment. This is what makes the coin so special to collectors. The upset strike gives the coin a distinctive, off-kilter look that's hard to miss. Now, let's talk about value. 1966 upset 10-cent coins aren't your average 10-cent pieces. Because of the minting error, these coins can fetch far more than their face value. How much more? Well, it all depends on the degree of rotation and the condition of the coin. For a coin with a minor upset, you might see it valued anywhere from $50 to $100. And here's where it gets exciting, if the misalignment is significant, or if the coin is in excellent condition, it could be worth $500 or more. Yes, that's right, some of these rare upset coins have sold for upwards of $500, and in some cases, even higher. Coins with a significant upset strike, in good to excellent condition, are extremely rare, and collectors will pay a premium for them. The 1966 upset 10-cent coin is a piece that stands out in any collection, and finding one in great condition can lead to some serious profits. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for coins with minting errors like this, especially when they're from such an iconic year. The fact that this coin features the lyrebird, an iconic Australian animal, only adds to its appeal and historical value. And remember, the more pronounced the upset, the higher the potential value. So, if you come across a 1966 upset 10-cent coin, whether it's in your change, in an old coin collection, or at a local market, take a close look. A small misalignment could mean a big payoff. These rare coins have been known to sell for anywhere from $50 to $500 or more, depending on the extent of the error and the coin's condition. Alright, now let's talk about a tiny coin that could bring you big money, the 1980 Australian 5-cent coin. Yep, this little silver coin might look like pocket change, but some of them are worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. On the back, you'll see this cool little animal, the echidna, also known as the spiny anteater. It's one of Australia's most unique animals, and it's been featured on the 5-cent coin for decades. It's small, cute, and a big part of our wildlife. On the front, you've got the image of Queen Elizabeth II, just like on many coins from this era. So far, nothing unusual, right? But here's where things get exciting. Some of these 1985-cent coins were made with errors at the mint. And those little mistakes? They can make a coin super valuable. One of the most valuable mistakes is called a double die. That means the coin was stamped twice by accident, so some parts of the design, like the words or the echidna's spines, look doubled or blurry. These coins are rare, and collectors love them. If you find one like this in good condition, it could be worth $100, $200, or even more. One rare 5-cent coin with this kind of error sold for over $300, not bad for something you might find in your pocket. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. That's when the coin design is printed off to the side, like it's sliding off the coin. The more off-center it is, the more it's worth. Some of these coins have sold for $500 or even over $1,000 if the mistake is really big and the coin looks great. Just imagine turning a tiny coin into a huge payday. Coins with both a double die and an off-center strike are even more valuable. That kind of combination is super rare. A few of those special coins have been auctioned for as much as $1,500 to $2,000. So, the next time you're going through your loose change, don't skip over the 5-cent coins. Look closely. If the design looks strange, off-center, or doubled, you might be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Grab a magnifying glass and check carefully. Look for doubled letters, blurry lines, or a design that's off to the side. Even a small mistake could turn your coin into a valuable treasure. The 1985-cent coin might be small, but if you find one with the right kind of error, it can be a huge win for your collection or your wallet. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, it's essential to pay attention to the details. A small difference can mean a significant increase in value. Keep exploring, keep collecting, and who knows, you might just find the next big treasure. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more coin adventures. Until next time, happy collecting!